Real quick, let's make sure. Okay. Might be a little light on commentators because I'm doing this later in the day than I usually do. But we need some commentators. We've got the magic of Dark Souls 2.
Gamer.
Oh, speak of the devil, it's Tatari.
Yeah, don't get spooked by me saying the word gamer.
No, I was just saying I didn't know if people would show up on commentary because I'm doing it a little later than I usually do.
People will show up eventually.
Really well-timed dodge. Oh god. Parry. Very good. Yeah. I should have just tried to kill him.
Yeah, I think Dark Souls 2 enemy parries do a lot less damage than the Dark Souls 1 parries. I think you're pretty much done exploring the village.
Yeah.
Well, settlement.
If we really want to call this a village.
The Dark Souls version of Yurikian.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what it is. I mean, Sakai, you don't have to stay up and watch me play Dark Souls all night. You don't want to.
Oh, you do, actually.
Board has, got himself caught in geometry.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
The guy, he missed spectacularly.
Yeah, I've been using a rapier in my own playthrough, and I also miss spectacularly all the time.
Oh yeah, you've been going through Scholar the First Sin, I guess.
Yeah, just catching up to shit you've done.
Wow, that didn't go well at all.
RIP. You did go back and do something about the Mimic last time, right?
Yes, I got the Mimic.
Oh.
Sunlight Metal is PvP, or rather Covenant stuff, right?
What is?
Sunlight Metal?
Yeah. It's the reward for the co-op Covenant.
Yeah. Well, the first hit of this R2 is very good. Should be using it more than I am.
Yeah, some weapons just end up being more R2 weapons than R1 weapons.
It has a very long hitbox and obviously does R2 damage.
I think we can call this a village, actually. There's like 3 houses. Or at least one.
I know there's like actual specific definitions of what constitutes a village or a town, but I certainly do not have them memorized. Okay, I think I cleared out all the dudes, so... Let's see.
I guess, if anything, it'd be a hamlet.
Hamlet.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that's the pig in the well.
Yeah, getting spooked by pig sounds.
Look, that guy in the distance was doing some stuff. Oh. Sure. I don't know.
Oh, you're still alive.
I don't know how on earth I survived that, but I'll take it. Wow, this guy has a lot of HP for some reason.
He's wearing very durable, tattered clothing. And this one had a hat for protection.
Yeah, and it really helped against the giant dragon's tooth I'm clobbering him with.
I'm pretty sure these farmers are tougher than the soldiers guarding them.
Yeah. So I guess I just killed an entire village of hollows that were minding their own business.
A hamlet of hollows. Hamlet at best.
See if I can get only one of them to aggro.
Yeah, when in doubt, you can use throwing knives and stuff.
That's true. Titanite chunk. Pretty decent.
Yeah, even if you're using a unique weapon that you upgrade with, I guess, Twinkling Titanite,
Mm-hmm.
you can still upgrade your armor and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's a Skulltula. Is it gonna attack me? I can't lock onto it, so I'm gonna assume it's friendly. Like everything in Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's a reasonable assumption.
Yeah.
I'm sure all those spiders are friendlies too.
Okay. Very useful item for me.
There's a talkable wall in this small room.
Okay.
Yeah, spiders aren't so tough when they get stuck in doorways. Just like real spiders.
I don't think most real spiders are big enough to get stuck in doorways, thankfully.
Do we have any viewers from Australia?
I hope not.
Huh, there used to be an Estus flask shard here.
Oh, I wasn't expecting a boss here. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's one of Wafu's favorites. It is a bunch of dudes and they can't really do anything.
This is indeed a bunch of dudes. That guy's still alive.
Yeah, the crawling dudes can be kind of annoying to hit depending on your weapon.
Oh,
When you've got a great hammer,
well,
it doesn't really matter.
that was the peak of boss design. I'm shocked that counts as a boss, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good place to farm co-op rewards. Like, you only get rewarded on boss kills, so you might as well just find the quickest boss in the group.
So someone actually died here on a speedrun? Okay.
Something seems to be. Yes, I can. You have doubts. I regret. Angle together. But now, you poor. Yes. But if your heart now is the child. Anyone can, no matter. Surely. Anyone, no matter. Surely.
I think I might want the poison ring. Just
It can be useful, but you'll probably find a +1 or something at some point.
yeah. I mean,
I'm not sure if there's pluses for those rings.
bonfire aesthetic. This guy's just kind of chilling here with the spiders.
Oh, the +1 poison ring is in the poison DLC.
Well, I guess that's a good place for it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, this place can be kind of a nightmare.
Fortunately, there's a bonfire.
The opposite of a nightmare.
Yeah, I have some stones to give to the birds as well.
Yeah, and like a trillion souls to use.
Yeah. Let's see what I'm looking like. Okay, I need 2 more twinkling Titanites.
Don't waste my time.
There's a way to get a couple of them quickly enough if you want.
Oh yeah? What is it? Can I do it now?
Yes.
Mhm.
Go to the Bastille,
Alright, well,
and I guess the
There
quickest
are
one,
six
well,
souls
the
getting
quickest
restless.
bonfire would be, which one would it be actually? Okay, yeah, just go to the boss weapon guy. So from here you want to go down, I think, 2 floors?
right.
Yeah, 2 floors. You also want to not die?
Yes, that would be helpful. Alright. Take the elevator, or...
You just want to take the stairs in the room you are in.
Oh yeah, there's another set of stairs.
Downstairs. One of the crevices in the wall has a talkable wall.
Ah, okay.
And from there, there's going to be a second talkable wall to your left.
There sure are a lot of talkable wolves in this game. They like to really spam them.
And there's a pursuer fight, and he drops a Twinkling Titanite.
Oh dear. Hopefully he comes back.
Rip.
Well, a good opportunity to use a human effigy, I guess.
And I think Discord decided that I can't hear you anymore, so I'll try to rejoin.
Can you hear me?
Still no.
Uh,
Oh, I fixed it.
Okay. Discord be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it's not the best service, but it's what we have.
Alright, let's see if I can remember how to fight Pursuer.
Yeah, when he does the lunge attack, you can just move to the right and you'll dodge him completely. Like the one with a big windup. Yeah, that one.
Alright, so I need one more.
And there is another pursuer in Things Betwixt.
Oh, alright.
Try not to die.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
So why does the Estus class description say it is green? It is... I guess it's...
It's green when it's
yeah,
empty.
I guess it's green when it doesn't have the glowing liquid inside.
If you just drink all of it,
That's true.
the icon turns green.
So is it back at the starting area of the game?
It's the place where you depetrified some dude.
Oh,
It's like at the edge of Things Betwixt.
oh, I never went through here. Let's see what's in here.
Some dudes and some tutorials look like. Oh, the jumping tutorial! Something that was not present in Dark Souls 1.
In here, I guess.
Yep. If you exit on the other side, there's a big guy on the beach. There's a second big guy hidden. And there's a pursuer spot.
Oh, here's Wafu.
Hello. I sent them
Hi.
like
You're here just in time for Mugi versus two big guys and the Pursuer.
oh, what caused this? What caused this journey?
I need some Tweakling Titanite.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd heavily suggest doing something about the big guys before venturing on the beach and making the Pursuer spawn.
Yeah.
Oh, Dragon Tooth. Huh. Big Hammer.
Right.
Ah, it's behind you. Oh yeah, Waffle, you missed the church boss. That's just a bunch of dudes.
Oh, he did.
The congregation.
in Vegas. Lots of dudes. The other great boss fight, on par with lots of rats. It would have been amazing if he told me he died to it. But you should have told me to it, even why.
He played it very well.
I should not have tried to do 2 hits on them.
Oh, you got grabbed. Oh, you're getting munched. Oh, that's tragic.
Yeah, if you've got poison throwing knives or poison arrows, it's pretty much the best time to use them.
Yeah, okay, that seems like a good idea.
That's certainly what I did when I did this earlier today.
Poison arrows are poison arrows and poison throwing knives are what we call the ultimate weapon. Beats everything.
Yeah, you might be able to just bait out the second dude.
Oh no, they're both coming.
You can abuse leash range. Or not. And at least it's not too bad when you kill them in 3 hits.
You know, I think I did a similar thing here, like in my first playthrough. You cheated not only the game.
Come on.
He gave up. Or not.
This is gaming. Wait, so if he did Congregation, does that mean he... That's the Duke's near Fraser.
Yeah, it's in that hallway.
So he hasn't been to the windmill yet?
Nope.
But fuck that pursuer in
Should
particular.
I examine this?
It lets you change your character model.
Oh.
That's all.
It only changes your gender.
Oh.
Oh, it's
right,
only
right.
gender.
Yeah, it just takes all of your numbers and applies them to the opposite model.
Alright, now we can upgrade this more.
Yeah, poor spiders won't be ready for the +3 dragons too.
Freja is can be a little bit of a problem.
I mean, if you're like Lulu and terrified of spiders, it can be a big problem.
Fortunately, I
There's,
am
like-
not terrified of spiders.
There's like one or a couple attacks of Dukes here, Freja, that are really annoying.
I mean, hitting her can be annoying depending on your weapon, since you need to actually hit the head and not the mandibles or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be around.
Dragons too.
Yeah, that's probably going to stay +3 until you unlock the endgame.
Yeah, probably for a while. Does that mean Bowser's Castle?
And we still need to actually fight the spider.
Alright. Let's see. Chapel Threshold.
God, I can't believe I missed Magus and Congregation. I'm so sad.
They're not a terribly exciting boss.
It's fine, we can just aesthetic the bonfire and do it again.
Is it?
No.
No, I don't think we will.
No, I love that boss because it's a very Dark Souls boss. You know, it's the trio of lots of X kind of bosses of Dark Souls 2.
I feel like in the original it would not have been counted as a boss.
Yeah, Dark Souls 2 really goes out of its way rather, to have a lot of bosses, and some of them are not boss-like at all.
Some of them become like random mooks, like literally as soon as you beat them, like Sentinel.
Sentry?
Sentry.
Yeah.
Flex style Sentry? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did not do the Doors of Pharaoh's boss.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the boss in the Doors of Pharaoh.
Oh yeah, we'll have to go back there and do that at some point.
Welcome.
I see Mugi is now wielding a giant club with a skull on it.
There's no skull on it.
It is a dragon's stew.
Well,
It is called the dragon's stew.
I see we have the KKK in this game as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I think they drop a pretty good staff for spellcasters.
Pog, Crystal Lizard. Will we get it? Will we get it? Will we get it? Miss. It's okay, we got another try. Easy.
900 damage.
Poor Lizard. He did not stand a chance.
I remember this place being really annoying in vanilla Dark Souls 2. This specific area. Probably because I had no idea, like, where I was going at one point.
Well, mostly there's a lot of spiders and your weapons just die.
Your weapons do just.
Wait, your weapons can break in this?
Oh yeah.
Oh, can they?
This has Breath of the Wild weapon durability?
It got better as they patched the game and
And it got
released
worse
an
again in
upgraded
Scholar.
version. Did
Sounds
it?
like an awful decision for something like Souls.
Well, it's not as bad as it was on release.
It restores if you go back to a bonfire, so it's not really that bad.
The
Oh, that's
saddest
good.
thing is trying to use like katanas in this game because they
Ah.
break in 2 seconds.
Yeah, in my
Unfortunate.
playthrough I've been using the S-Stock and it breaks in like 30 hits.
Ooh, Twinkling Titan.
Nice. Only 3 more to go.
You know, one of the things I find funny about Dark Souls 2 is like you think to yourself like, oh, that after you beat like the 4 great ones, that the game's probably soon to be over, and it's not as over as you think. Dragonlight Castle is like not as close to the end as one would think,
Oh yeah?
or as much as it's hyped to be. Especially not with DLCs.
These dudes are pretty resilient. By which I mean they take 2 hits instead of 1.
Yeah, they've got the HP pool of 2 mobs, I guess. Since they're Spider-Man. A door shuffle.
What does it want me to do?
Just break the furniture.
Oh, I see. I thought it was telling me to pull the bookshelf, but no. There's the thing behind it.
I see you're playing this one in English, even though you did DS1 in Japanese.
2 and 3 are region locked on Steam, and I don't really feel
Oh.
like trying to deal with that.
Understandable.
Also, like it's Dark Souls.
Yeah, I
Who really
mean,
cares?
it doesn't-
Like honestly.
doesn't
It is
matter.
indeed just Dark Souls.
Dark Souls series known for its amazing prose in Japanese.
I mean, like, the dialogue is all in English to begin with anyway.
The canon experience is plain English.
It's an American game.
Yeah.
Yeah, FromSoft is just American devs.
American devs making an American game for American gamers.
Yeah.
It seems like a really bad idea to go down there.
Why would you? What makes you think that?
Yes, I see you've played a video game before in your life.
It was Maria. It really, really was.
Oh, I don't have the chat up. I should fix that. Hold on.
By the way, Wafu, I'll have you know, the reason I keep stalling on writing my backstory, even though I have it all mapped out in my head, is because I'm gonna have to think of names for people once I do that. Thinking of names is actually
Just
impossible.
use the names of people you know.
Yeah, name characters Moogie.
That'd be pretty funny if I had a character named Moogie, and then you were also playing, but your character's not called Moogie, so...
For the record, maybe there is a lot of stuff in that area, like by the whirlpool.
Yeah, I mean, I figured.
Basilisk.
I thought the toads are basilisks.
Is that how that? Oh, well, I thought it was basilisk.
It was only missing the decoy eyes. Because the giant eyes are decoys.
What happened, Kevin?
I forgot about that lore.
Again, I can confirm that coming up with names is the hardest thing.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
legitimately impossible.
Brian.
If I ever had to name a kid, I'd just be fun.
Brian
Thankfully,
like
that'll
just
never
doesn't
happen.
Brian just doesn't get how hard it is because he's godlike at it.
I know, right? Like, I have at least 4 people that are gonna be relevant, like, important named characters in the backstory for
Oh,
my
yeah.
character, and I'm like, I need to think of names for all of them. That's not possible.
Names are indeed difficult.
One of my DM's tricks for coming up with names on the fly is looking around for objects in the room and then just spelling that object name backwards. And oftentimes you get something that sounds like a reasonable enough fantasy name.
Take notes, Wafu.
Too heavy.
Yeah,
to
exalted names don't really work that way,
I
sadly.
mean, it's too heavy to open, and yet I'm carrying around this giant dragon's tooth.
I think you're meant to break it.
Oh,
That door does not look very sturdy. I could probably kick down that door myself in real life. Where'd that come from?
I do not.
There was
know.
There was a lot of sand.
Yeah, pressurized sound.
You get owned by the sand.
And it just leads to a locked door. That's unfortunate.
Can you break open the locked door as well?
Probably not.
Yeah, it says it's locked, not it's too heavy.
Oh yeah, and my weapon is getting a little low on durability. I'm gonna. This place looks cool.
Yeah, the nearest bonfire is not that way.
Wait, you can just walk through the spikes, they don't hurt you?
I don't think there's. Or maybe they are?
They destroy your durability.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe they were
I
like
think.
badly rendered foliage. Because indeed you could walk through them.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's taking damage.
Yeah, I do think it does. It's just not very much.
You're just armored so well against spikes that they don't hurt you.
Like resistance, as they say.
I mean, piercing damage resistance is a thing.
So you said the bonfire is not this way?
Yep,
No, it's not.
it is indeed not this way.
I remember searching for so long for this fucking bonfire. Oh, Noogie doesn't
Yeah.
have... Didn't find Ornifex, did he?
Nope.
Unfortunate. The other blacksmith would be in this area.
I mean, she's basically next to the bonfire, so... If he finds one, he'll find the other.
Oh, he did free her. Okay. That's what I meant. It's like I thought...
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, he freed her.
finding Ornifex like a while ago. Like,
If that's the bird lady, then yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, he almost killed her.
Oh my god, I knew it.
I thought she was a monster. I attacked her once.
Classic Lily move.
Just once. I realized my mistake.
I guess maybe you cannot go back from here?
Yeah, looks like I am stuck down here.
My first playthrough, I accidentally got her killed because of the basilisk in the room. And, she died. Very sad.
Rip.
And if she dies in that room, you can't use the gravestone to, like, go to her shop because she never went there. So, it was very sad.
Highly unfortunate.
And now we try to fall Whirlpool side, I guess.
Well, like how you can just jump that instead of ziplining it.
Okay, this really seems like it would be something to get over.
Yeah, someone started building a Minecraft house and never finished.
Oh, that's useful. It's also good.
I think I remember how to get to the save point in black. I don't remember if you can go from the, well, go there from front.
Oops.
Unlucky.
Ooh.
It happens.
Yeah, Sakai, Strayed is like often died in the original Dark Souls 2 because the zombies owned him, which would either kill him or make him aggro to you.
I think the way to the bonfire and blacksmith is that you need to be in some house and from there you drop down. Not just dropping down to the whirlpool place.
Well, I do want to see what is down there. So.
Every time I want to work on the artifact, I have to go through the 17,000 pages of wild shaping and read through
Very
every
unfortunate.
detail.
That's good. I like that.
By the way, this is something that I can say to you, and only you will understand it.
Yeah.
In a way that I can hint who your artifact is going to be like.
Yeah.
It is, you're going to be a Rose, Senshinkan.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I don't know how that's going to work in Exalted.
Indeed.
I notice you're
wild-
taking all of your ideas from Masada Works.
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Basically, wild crafting is really cool. I want you to be able to do it a lot,
Yeah.
or well, as much as you'd like to. It's so you're gonna make it happen, hopefully.
Oh, that, okay. I think I get an idea where you're going with that.
Have you also already finished your backstory, Mugi?
No, I've not. I need to work on that. I've been working on work and Dark Souls.
Understandable.
Yeah,
Work
Negan
is
is probably
important.
getting a Deus Array artifact.
Hell
Like
yeah.
one of the relics from Deus, straight up. So if if Ningen's character just says at Zeluth out loud, you know why.
Will I also be saying Bria?
We'll work on it.
I think there's a tunnel in this house.
Oh, is there? Let's look around a bit more then.
Perhaps your campaign will give me the motivation I need to uninstall D Swafu.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone else hear static right now?
It's the same.
Only occasionally.
Oh, no, I have the game.
Yeah,
muted.
I'm hearing static, but it's not like anyone's circles lighting up, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know where it's
exactly.
coming from. And it is not consistent, it's... Yeah, see,
It's
I heard that
epic.
there from...
Well, I'll turn my thing off just to be sure. But yeah, I wasn't seeing my circle light up, so
Yeah,
I didn't think
yeah, that's
it was
weird.
causing any issues today.
I didn't see your circle light up, but I like heard the noise. It was really weird.
I don't know why I pressed the stick.
Yeah.
Well, it is gone now.
I expect my campaign to be a pretty high power campaign, especially relative to Brian's.
Oh, yeah?
Because I'm very tuney. And
That's okay.
just, so that's
Tuning
just
is good.
how it's going
That-
to be.
The more power my Maho Shoujo gets, the better. So, yeah, that's cool.
This is... This area is pretty confusing.
yep.
It's like a maze.
It's the Dark Souls of spider mazes.
I see.
It's funny because the area is largely just kind of one straight line to the Crystal Cave. But as soon as you enter a building, then it's just everything kind of starts melding together. Most of the ground is just sand and just buildings that look the same.
Carefully open those doors.
Make sure you don't get blasted by sand.
The Resident Evil 1 door close up.
For those of you who know the Dark Souls lore, why are you fighting all of these random creatures everywhere you go?
Everyone's mad or gone insane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nobody is having a good time.
Largely,
Unfortunate.
people. A lot of the creatures that you fight are just hollowed people that tried to do the same thing you did and went insane doing it
Yeah.
Oh.
just by dying over and over again. So.
But you don't care.
from what
You're
I've
a god DS, man. I don't know.
In this case,
So, from what I've been told from Brian,
Yeah.
it's a pretty consistent thing across the Dark Souls series and similar games from Miyazaki. That this game isn't Miyazaki, but close enough. That like everything in the world is, as Wafu said, like crazy or dying, just attacking you because that's what they do. And as far as gameplay goes, that gives you a world where you can usually count on enemies being things you need to kill. Except
Yeah.
for when Mugi kills vendors.
yeah. So
Yep.
like, in a way, I find, I don't know, I put it, I like to say that it's a point in Dark Souls' favor that the world is so utterly hostile, Mugi automatically assumed violence as soon as he saw it or something.
Yeah.
So are all the NPCs just like shop owners? And does this mean like owning a shop gives you resistance to being Dark Souls insane?
No.
Just mean owning a shop means you just gave up on trying to do anything, so you just sit at home and don't go insane.
Well, I mean, the extra super boss in Sekiro is the shopkeeper.
Yep,
So,
that is true.
I thought
don't
Sekiro's
remember-
world was less like bleak than Bloodborne and the Soul.
no,
No,
Sekiro
no,
has one of the
Sekiro
most rowdy worlds of all.
Oh.
Sekiro is less like the world is dying or anything. Like the world isn't, completely hell fucked by a curse or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like it is in Dark Souls. But like you are fighting like it's kind of like a war going on in the middle
See,
of it. And
I
just-
think that makes Sekiro even more miserable because it's like actually
Oh, realistically
a bit more
miserable?
realistic on a surface level,
yeah.
which means that the fact that everything is so miserable and terrible for vague, unspecified reasons hits even harder.
Just like real life.
The Souls games in general, like this is the very common story, is that Miyazaki, founded most of the way the games are in general by like modeling them after trying to read books that weren't in his native language.
Oh.
Like that's kind of what the experience is made to be like,
Yeah.
basically.
So this was his attempt at reading English.
Yeah, when he was growing up, he would read fantasy books in English, even though he couldn't really understand it. And the very vague and oppressive nature of Dark Souls is his attempt to recreate that.
That's kind of amazing.
It's cool. It's
Yeah,
very
reading
cool.
something you don't understand is
Yeah.
very oppressive.
Well, I think
Like I
we all
remember
have
when I was
experience
trying to
with
learn
that.
Japanese, and it definitely felt like I was playing Dark Souls at the very beginning.
It's like I'm not like totally like Sekiro is probably the game I know the least about in terms of lore. Like lore wise, honestly.
At this point, I think you might as well just YOLO it forward and see where it gets you,
Alright.
since you're stuck in this tiny area again.
Like I know a lot about Bloodborne because I read a 1200 page mega document about everything.
Amazing.
Because I am a giant nerd.
I mean, I did that, but with YouTube videos.
So
Because I'm a giant nerd, but modern.
But modern.
like the way Dark Souls is moderately structured story-wise is that Dark Souls 1 it's like it's literally a beginning, middle, end. Where Dark Souls 1 is sort of the beginning of the cycle of death. Dark Souls 2 is like made to be a middle, indiscriminate in time curse, like it's just kind of one cycle out of the potential thousands that have happened,
Yeah.
and you're taking place in it. And Dark Souls 3 is the end of it.
I see. When learning Japanese, I too had to bash evil spiders trying to kill me over and over again.
Same.
I mean, that's probably what the kanji for Kumo looks like when you first see it.
That's true.
Oh.
That's not
It's
good.
him.
Oh no!
Right as your weapon's about to break, too.
Well. Alright.
Oh no.
I'm gonna
Hope
have
you
to,
got a backup
Oh
weapon.
no.
gonna have to go back to
Uh,
town.
I'm out.
Peace!
There's like, do you have any repair powder?
Let's see.
Does repair powder repair completely broken weapons?
Oh, probably not completely.
Yeah,
broken,
it says restore durability, so.
Oh, you have a shard to use too, at least. So
Yeah.
you have a reason to go back.
And it'll give us another chance to find the bonfire and the blacksmith.
Hello. I'll be around.
Is that a shop? Here, to see luck. However,
Alright, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Be right back.
The Dark Souls of bathroom visits.
I mean, if you have to use the bathroom, I'd rather do it here than in the middle of a Dark Souls dungeon, too. Like, there's light out here. There's probably, like, grass or soft foliage of some kind you can use to clean up after yourself.
Yeah, but there's also people who can listen to you.
I mean, that's their problem.
I think it's my problem too.
Just notice that there's a big tower in the background.
Indeed.
Yeah, I guess that's the castle.
Is it Drangleic or is that Belfry?
I understand one of the rules of Dark Souls games is
Yeah, that
if
should
you
be
see a
Drangleic.
place, you can go there.
Oh, so
Yep.
it's like Skyrim, but it actually lets you do what it says you can do?
For the most part, if
Dark
you've seen
Souls
something-
1 did it, Dark Souls 2 kind of does it. Like in Dark Souls
Yeah,
1,
maybe
the
4
world is
Miyazaki
entirely
rule.
modeled wherever you are, so if you look somewhere and there's supposed to be something, it's going to be there and you can probably
Yeah, you
just
can, like-
go there.
You can see bosses like through windows, like way up where and shit.
That's cool.
Okay, so how many SS charges can you get in total?
I think it went up to 15?
Okay.
Oh, that sounds like a lot.
Without DLC, I don't know. But
Well,
with
I mean, I
DLC,
have DLC, so you don't need to tell me without DLC.
That's fair.
Uh,
Go. 12.
12. Okay.
That's not a nice number. At least it's even, I guess.
So if everything in the Dark Souls world is like insane and stuff, has like civilization just crumbled entirely?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much.
So you look down
Oh.
at the sand pit when you have time.
Sure.
So,
Well,
Dark Souls 2
Dark's-
is like. Go ahead, Kevin.
So from what I've seen, Dark Souls 1, yeah, there's like nothing resembling Civilization. Everything is just like a horrible zombie or like a crying.
Yeah, I
fantasy
think the bonfire
character
is somewhere
standing
on the
cliff.
other side.
In Dark Souls 2, there does
So
seem
you
to be
need to find a way to go on
somewhat
the other side
functional
without
village.
falling down too much.
Yeah.
Basically, both Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 kind of take like place post Civilization. In Dark Souls 1, it's Anor Londo. In Dark Souls 2, it's Drangleic. In Dark Souls 2, it's kind of different how it ends. Like in Dark Souls 1, it's the undead curse that shows up. It shows up in this game too, but like in this game, like they had no idea about the undead curse. It kind of hit them into it, was like, fuck, and then like sacrifice themselves on the fire. In Dark Souls 2 happens like Drangleic is sick. It's the best place you want to live in Drangleic. It's the best place to be.
I see.
And then Nashandra shows up. Nashandra is Manus, by the way, from Dark Souls 1, the fairy, the pygmy. Like kind of a shard of him, that showed up, and she's like, "Hey, marry me. We can do great shit." Does that. Turns out to be a terrible idea because Nashandra really likes darkness and thinks it's the greatest shit ever, and
He
causes
doesn't
his
like
kingdom
darkness.
causes Drangleic to kind of, not be great.
And also they get in a war against giants at some point.
Yep, they war against the giants because Nashandra said that, hey, you should totally do that. And Vendrick was just like, you know what? I should have, actually. And, it turned out to not be a good idea because the giants didn't want to fight at all. All this time, Aldia, Vendrick's brother, who's the king, is trying to find a way to artificially, kind of create his own first flame, or try to, cause an age that doesn't need light at all. Aldia is the scholar person, by the way. That's who he is. That's what the game's named after.
Yeah, that was. I guess you cannot open that door. That'd be too easy.
Yeah, that is true. Like, Dark Souls 1's whole thing is literally gods doing it. Vendrick was just a dude with a nice kingdom. He's just a king. And, yeah. Again, Aldia, makes some artificial dragons because they were creatures that were made before fire. So he was trying to, hey, maybe we could do this or do something like this and it would be grand. And it doesn't go super well. It's a nice idea. And then you come in and you're you. You're just like, I'm a dude, I'm one of the many hollow, and I'm gonna kick your ass. And the civilization is fucked up from the undead curse and Nashandra.
And so you're here to fix it, or try to,
Sort of.
if you can.
Basically, the whole thing is Nashandra is... Oh no, it's Chosen Undead Forlorn. Nashandra wants into the Throne of Want, is what it's called. It is the Dark Souls 2 symbolic representation of the kiln from the first game. In this game, it's a throne for some reason. No idea
I
why.
see.
And
Because the kiln is broken in the. Oh wait, no, it's not the kiln. It's the Lord Vessel that's broken. Never mind.
And Vendrick basically locked the throne away so that Nashandra can get it before he went completely insane. And now Nashandra would very much like you to open it instead, and you're gonna go do that because of course you
I
are.
see.
And then you're gonna kill Nashandra for being a bitch.
Spoilers.
That's not Nashandra is easily gonna be the final boss anyway.
I don't think it really counts as spoilers if you cannot, in fact, discern it by playing the game.
Can you truly spoil the final boss if the final boss isn't, understood in the game?
Okay, well, I cleared out this area at least.
Except that asshole lizard.
So if the game doesn't explain any of the Dark Souls lore, where do you learn about all the Dark Souls lore?
It does, kind of.
You need to read all of the item descriptions for one.
For the most part, it's like every time a Dark Souls game or Souls game comes out, it's a pretty big community collaborative event to kind of put the lore together between item descriptions, NPC dialogue, and like, all that shit for the most part.
Yeah, Guthrie is not ready for this shit. Oh, that was a nice tech trade.
That was pretty.
Oh, you can see the bonfire in there.
Yes,
Between the grates. And the question is how.
Maybe
I
it's
mean,
through
you
here.
need to drop from up, but I don't remember how to get there.
Well, here she
Maybe
is.
it's from
Oh, there's Ornifex.
In your tongue, I create.
Don't kill her.
Normally, I
Job.
I know.
technique.
Kuma.
Good weapon. Marathon.
Is it worth getting?
Not for you. Not for you. Sadly, it's a dex weapon. And there's a trade option for the boss souls
Right.
that she takes.
Ooh, butcher's knife.
It's a good one. Not sure if it's better than yours, but it is a good one.
I mean, I've got the soul, so I might as well trade for it.
Come back again.
Yeah, or you could aid the soul.
I could.
Let's see. Butchers. Butchers. Restores HP every time on successful attack.
Like, I'm pretty sure in Vanilla Dark Souls 2 there was a second thing. I guess it's not triple, it's something else. There was another rope you could go down and just get on the other side easily enough. And this just not there anymore? Question mark?
That's unfortunate.
You know what's funny? Because the dragon tooth that you're holding in the original Dark Souls 2, you got from an endgame area, like right before the last few areas before the final boss. They added this dragon tooth much earlier. Not quite as much. It's not like it is a strength, not as much as a mega damage dealer as the dragon tooth, but does heal and is fast because it's a axe and an ultra weapon.
It's an axe, so it won't have a sweeping attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may not actually have. Well, it's R1, one-handed R1 might.
Yeah, but it's like a diagonal sweep that... Well, it won't hit enemies at your feet for one, but... And we're back in this place.
Oh, by the way, Bloodborne lore is also pretty hilarious. Starts with, oops, we found Cthulhu in a basement. Flat, we should do some stuff. Flash 5 years in the future. That was a terrible idea. And,
That just sounds like a typical TRPG campaign.
not
At
wrong.
some point people are like, what if we take Elder God blood and mix it with ours?
And then bad things happen, of course.
What if we take this Elder God blood and we inject it into ourselves?
That seems like
Fucking-
a bad idea.
Fucking capital idea. Sell it. And then they did.
Capitalism.
The shock of nobody, it was a bad idea.
Yeah, you'll want to use your repair powder sooner than later.
God, the dragon tooth breaks fast.
The quest for the bonfire continues.
It really does. Oh,
At this point,
I need to actually sit at the bonfire. This warping doesn't count.
yeah, Elder Blood, well, Elder Godblood was really good at everything, but
Has the side effect of turning people into lichens.
it'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like
You
that
can't win it
sometimes.
all, right?
Yep.
You know that like
It
boxer
doesn't?
meme?
Or maybe you can drop on the left?
Oh, almost.
There has to be a better way.
There must. Yeah, I don't think you can make it with a jump. Unfortunately.
I
That was a
think when you
very
exit the
unfortunate
house, you
moment
can
right
just
there.
try going right, and maybe there'll be a ledge under you.
Well, I should probably get my souls back. Yeah, looks like you just go. Hey, you can't actually take this back, huh?
Nope. Yes, I crypt that. Like, that's what I remembered, but I guess they removed it? Question mark?
Question mark. Seriously, look how fast this fucking weapon breaks. Jesus.
There.
We did it.
Well, that was incredibly easy.
It was, in fact.
Oh no, it's literal hell. Get used to
is
this
hell.
feeling because this is going to be Shrine of Amana. This right here.
Projectiles?
Yes. And then, except pretend that pit is instant kill water.
And also, you can't tell the difference between regular water and instant kill water.
It's a really good area.
That would make a good I Wanna fan game mechanic.
Oh, okay, here is the bonfire.
Water that kills you.
Oh dear, that's a lot of spiders.
Yeah, that's what Lulu said.
All the
You
spiders.
just said that in a GIF.
It is now considerably fewer spiders.
Yes.
Mugi has now respawned all the spiders.
How he wants to be. Spiders are his friend.
Yeah, and now we get used to just running all the way to the box.
Boss run back time.
Yeah, there's Y-hander from spiders.
What the? That's not the. Okay, sure. I guess. Whatever.
I mean, I'd approve of that if the spider was actually like using it to fight you.
Just in
But
its
since it
mandibles.
wasn't, it's kind of dumb.
Let's just see where it is in my inventory. No, it doesn't really look that good. Alright. So now I'm not actually sure where you're supposed to go from here.
From exiting the room, you go left. You go left, and I think you enter the second door? Yeah, the first one is just right. And you break furniture to get in the secret passage, and from there it's pretty straightforward. Or is it?
So many spiders. So many spiders. Need to make it.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, it's like you're about to die and you forgot to eat your 3 spiders a year. They're all just rushing in at the same time. The spin attack's so good.
It is.
Like, I consider myself pretty good at not getting lost in video games. But even I get lost in this place.
It's just like that.
I consider myself an expert at getting lost in video games.
I am embarrassingly good at getting lost.
I get lost
in
pretty
3D
easily, yeah.
Environments in video games.
Okay, it
I don't
was.
remember having that problem when I was a kid, so I must have just stopped playing video games for too long. And now my brain doesn't work with 3D spaces anymore.
Yeah, you must have a really awful time when you go outside.
I mean, real life is fine. I can handle real life, and I can handle, you know, I wanna spaces. Maybe if you combine the two, you have the ultimate environment for me.
And maybe if you work on your double jump.
The Dark Souls guy doesn't have double jump.
He might.
He will in Elden Ring.
Is that going to be one of the new features to get the double jump?
The horse has a double jump.
Can you Yoshi jump off the horse?
I hadn't thought about that, but now that you mention it, I hope you can. It's become kind of a deal breaker.
Have you enjoyed your visit through Star Wars these past 2 hours?
Is this Star Wars?
Yeah, because you hate sand.
I suppose so, yes.
Strange but true. There are spiders on the spider webs.
It's shocking. Shocking, really.
Unacceptable.
Oh, you found the fog door?
Extremely random question, Wafu. When Faust throws his afro, what does that do to you?
Oh, it extends
extends
your
your
hitbox
hard
on the top
button.
side.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
It gives him instant overheads.
I see.
Also, he can light it on fire.
That actually sounds scary.
Outside of giving you the afro, it doesn't really have any mix-up. So it kind of balances out.
And it is random whether or not that shows up or not, so.
The command grab always gives you the afro.
Oh. But sometimes you can just like throw an afro out when he like throws his random shit out, right?
Yep.
I've never actually been afro command grabbed.
It doesn't even restore your durability fully. Alright, well, I have 2 Estus charges. This is probably not going to go too well.
I believe in you, Boogie. You can handle all bosses that come your way.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, your weapon has a good matchup on this boss.
The Dark Souls meta.
I can't believe Dark Souls has weapon triangles.
Holy shit.
It's...
Yeah, the giant spider is actually a spear.
I don't believe that the boss of this area is a large spider.
No one saw it
There
coming.
was
dude.
already a large scorpion lady fight, so I am actually kind of surprised to see another large arachnid fight.
The best part
Yeah, but
is
this
that-
one doesn't have a lady strapped on top.
So, by the way, this spider is Seath from Dark Souls 1. He's the same soul. Yep, the giant pale ass dragon.
I see.
This is Seath. Uses the same great soul.
Well, that didn't go well.
Yeah, that's kind of how it went for Luluetta. Not looking
Yep.
at the boss because she's terrified. Getting hit by stuff.
Alright, well, let's figure out how to like get there and not fight anything.
You
It is a
run.
challenge. I believe.
Okay, this is the wrong way.
Unfortunately, this was not the direction to go.
And now we know.
So should I bother trying to kill the spider minions and the boss?
The boss can kill them for you.
Okay.
And she probably will murder them a bunch.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I guess this guy will give you the ladder shuffle.
Yeah. I guess I need to actually kill him.
If you jump attack, you might be able to one-hit KO him.
We'll see.
Look at you just running through everything like a pro gamer. Hmm.
I feel like I'm gonna have to actually kill the spiders in here.
I was just about to say that, unlike a game design level, I've always been a bit surprised by how much Dark Souls doesn't give the player incentive to actually fight enemies. But I guess I have to eat those words I didn't say now.
Yeah, in Dark Souls 2 you get some really dumb, some enemy placements just meant to stop you from running through everything.
You can still do it for the most part, but like some of the timings and movement is very tight to do it.
And like the issue with the guy there is that Mugi can't one-hit kill him, and his attack make him invincible for a while. So all these spiders can catch up.
There are some really cursed runbacks in this, and hopefully hopefully Smelter isn't too much of a bitch.
Yeah, I've been to Bowser's Castle, Wafu, and you were really right about the aggro range.
I know. I know exactly
The
what I
knights
meant.
just come running at you from anywhere.
You walk through the front door of Bowser's Castle, and every Goombaling just charges down the bridge.
Yeah, it's an experience.
It's very special.
Now I have to figure out how to get down there without taking a billion fall damage.
I don't know why Bowser's Castle broke so hard in Scholar, but it did.
I mean, maybe it's intentional, but like it's way too janky to be intentional.
There's like 6 katana dudes running at you. It's like, what?
Just like my Japanese animes.
Okay, you cannot jump well on spider webs.
Spiderweb is sticky.
Yeah, it's sticky.
Please understand.
Sticky webs, dude.
Mugi's walking into spiderwebs. Leave a message and he'll call you back.
And then there is the most cursed run back of all time is probably going to be the final boss too, which I find amazing. Very appropriate.
It's cursed for a slightly different reason, but yes.
I mean, it's only a long hallway? Question mark.
We're filled with enemies by the fog door. Sir Alone's run back is terrible.
Oh, right,
Yeah, I'm talking about Alone.
right.
Since I'm assuming that'll be the final DLC. So it's up to Mugi.
I mean, it's the second DLC in our release order.
It's also just like Alone is like a nice boss to like end the game on. It's a good one, and not like Lois.
I mean, the last boss of the third DLC it's a spectacle, I guess.
It's cool, like to see, like it is a spectacle. You just don't want, you don't want to do it a lot. But honestly, the true final boss is Frigid Outskirts.
Yeah, I've yet been unable to damage the boss.
Yeah, you need to actually hit the head and not any of the parts around it.
That's a lot of damage.
Takes a fair bit of damage.
Boss hits pretty hard, dude.
Dragon Tooth. Big.
The Duke's here, Freya. Freya.
The spider is someone's friend.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
what
is
she
somebody's
gets.
friend, probably.
Oh shit.
I know what I have a good idea. this. Yep. Yep.
Alright, well, don't get shot at.
Rip.
No,
Oh, wait, no, it turned around. That was from its mouth.
oh, that does
That-
so much, fucking
Oh.
so much damage.
Oh,
That's. And it's gonna take a while to get back.
yep. It is
that the
a
worst boss
very
run back?
bad run back.
No,
In
it is
BS2
not.
or they're worse?
Oh no. Like the top 3 are Dark Lurker, Smelter, and Alone.
Yeah, with a run back like that, Alone really deserves to be forever alone. Haha.
Luckily, well, I don't know. Moogie might not do Dark Lurker, though I'd like him to. It is a
I
pretty
mean, we'll at
bogus
least
boss.
send him to the boss.
Yeah.
I personally sure as hell would not bother with fighting him again.
Alright. I love killing spiders.
Don't we all?
Nothing warms your heart more than killing spiders.
Not even killing dogs.
Not even killing dogs.
Ah, that sounds like newbies, Mike.
I think you feel Newbie more than you hear him.
Truth.
Newbie is a state of being.
I have consumed the alcohol.
That what they call
Uh-oh.
here these days.
Oh my goodness.
Ow! That really hurt.
Oh, you're about to get. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Zap.
And did the Scholar of the First Sin make it so Freya can't attack the spiderlings?
She won't intentionally attack. No.
Oh my god, he's... Is this meant to be accumulated in a Havel
Yes, she
cosplay?
killed- And she killed too.
How are you supposed to dodge that?
You roll in the direction of the laser.
Circle straight
Not
plus.
very intuitive.
Well, that's kind of like every Dark Souls attack, really. Is you roll to it instead of away from it.
Oh, wait. In the direction of the laser, you mean the direction it rotates in, right? Not the direction it's coming from. So, like, I interpreted that as you roll towards the spider.
And you
Oh.
roll towards the laser.
Yeah,
you roll in the
through it.
opposite direction that it's rotating.
Though Luigi may not have enough adaptability to go through it without extremely tight timing. Because
You're just like-
adaptability exists.
Oh, you can just run away from it, apparently.
Yep. You know it's coming, you just sprint to the other head. Writing a fucking novel for Mugi.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm doing this half for me. I'm excited.
I guess you'll only need to kill all those spiders 12 times at least.
Yeah. I think it's worth trying fancy jumping stuff for no reason. Somehow that hit.
Mark of a pro gamer.
Mark of a programmer sounds like currency you get for a covenant.
I'm gonna make a Soshige where one of the like 10 different currencies is the mark of the pro gamer. Be an event currency.
To make it maximally ironic, you should make it to be the pay-to-win currency.
Well, there'd have to be, in that case, there'd have to be paid marks of the pro gamer and unpaid marks of the pro gamer.
Mark of the gamer, which you need to spend tons of time on. Mark of the pro gamer, which is like the paid currency.
Oh, that works, yeah. That's good.
Alright, time to immediately die again. Yep.
Aww.
The small spider hitting you for 25% really sealed the deal.
Yeah.
The good news is you get to run back again.
Yeah. It's so much fun.
And you get to kill more spiders.
I think I remember really hating this run back.
I can see why.
Oh my goodness!
Spiders do so much damage.
They do.
I feel like that was a violation of the non-aggression principle there, movie.
The guy's blocking the ladder.
Okay, fair enough. That is violence.
Don't get got. You're getting gotten.
That's so.
Additional gets we got.
I guess being down a couple of healing items at this point doesn't matter too much. Like when you die, it's because you get buffed for 75% anyway. Yeah, if the laser is always left-right, you might as well just rotate to the right. Pattern?
No, not
Like,
quite.
he's got this figured out. Oh.
Aw.
Oh. Ow.
There's another head.
What? Okay. Sure.
That it does.
Is that why, when I initially thought it fired the laser from its butt, was it actually just like it's poking another head out and using that instead?
So it turns out the mini spiders do not respawn, which I thought they would.
I also thought they would.
I mean, as you can see here, they clearly have respawned.
Like
Just
in my
pro.
experience fighting the boss, usually she just killed all of them. I guess maybe they reduced her damage or something.
Soul recovery.
That was a lot of fanfare.
There should be a bonfire here, shouldn't there? Oh, yeah.
I assume there's a primordial bonfire. Or there's this guy. Okay, he's an enemy.
I just kill him.
there a
It's like the
bonfire or
spider's
not?
friend.
I think there's the primordial bonfire, but there's also another like mini boss in front of it.
Okay. I'm gonna warp out then. You can just run back here quickly.
You killed the actual boss.
Yeah.
So, the actual boss being the guy you just killed.
Really?
That was the Duke.
The Duke.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's a different Duke.
Oh yeah, now that you've killed the spider, you can go back to the scorpion guy,
Oh, okay.
and he'll give you a pretty good ring.
Whoa, Moogie didn't kill the scorpion guy?
Sorry, told me what to do with him.
It is
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I saved him from his foolishness.
You saved him from his inevitable doom.
Only Tadori can suppress the Satsui that movie has.
I mean, I told Muga to kill him like back when we were going through that area, but he didn't listen.
I see.
Well, I mean, he didn't listen because he was busy rolling through curse jars, which is a lot of fun in that area, so don't blame him.
Not the recipient of your Satsui no Hado.
Shady Woods.
Shaded.
Okay, let's wait for the curse to wear off.
Oh yeah, and you'll want to go back to the pirate area.
Pirate area?
Yep. There was a statue blocking a path on the way to the pirate area. And now that we can unpetrify it, we can get some loot.
The curse jars.
You need the Ring of Whispers, yeah.
What skill would our
Of course,
master
God
have?
Gamer Moogie
Brave
would
human,
remember
you
that.
have yet. Take these.
Second dragon ring. Oh, it just kind of increases everything.
That it does.
Yep. It's that ring from Dark Souls 1, but not as good because you need to get the plus versions.
You pro yet?
It's like this.
I have returned from eating dinner.
Welcome back.
Alright, so back to the pirate town now, I guess.
You still need to light the bonfire in the mine.
Oh, yeah. this guy is here.
How? Like, he was clearly just trying to go back.
Time for more spiders.
Can't get enough of spiders.
Trying to do last time.
Yeah, these holes are unsuspicious at all.
Oh shit.
Hey, it's your weapon.
Let's check out what it's like in this game. Black Knight. It is actually worse than the Pursuer's Great Sword.
Well, with a bunch, it's missing upgrades, right?
Yeah.
So, but I also think it's a fire weapon too, or some kind of.
Yeah, Black Knight weapons are weird in this game. And it has a faith requirement.
Oops.
One way to die, I guess.
Let's not be fancy this time, I guess.
Yeah, you won already, so it's like...
Really?
Was indeed a really moment.
Yeah, I guess the game didn't like you hitting the ceiling. Or in this case, the top of the door frame, I guess.
Okay, let's just take it nice and slow.
Actually, there was another locked door behind the doorway where you got blasted by sand, I think.
Oh yeah? Yeah, you're right, yeah. I can check that in a little bit.
I think landing on spiderwebs reduces fall damage.
It makes sense.
I might also be full of shit.
I think it's all cleared out. No, it's not.
It's probably cleared out enough.
Okay.
Yeah, the soul you got from the boss here only gives magic stuff.
Oh, okay. I'll use it next time I'm in a position to use it.
All the way for degeneracy. Farewell, friends.
Case told me there's a boss before the bonfire.
I guess they removed it in Scholar of the First Sin. Huh. If only there was a Scholar player among us.
He said Among Us.
It's over now. The moment you say Among Us, it's all over.
I'm sorry.
This conversation just got sus.
Oh god, please never say that again.
To die.
Bearer of seek less.
Okay, I have 101 agility now.
You're almost there.
What's the
How much do you need?
105.
105.
Thank you.
Alright, so back to Pirate Lands.
Yep. And you want to go backwards.
Okay. Right, there's a statue. Officer's gonna tell me not to kill this guy.
You can murder
I
him.
believe he's murderable.
At least when he's not being invincible.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh. Oh, it's him. as hard as Spider.
No.
Sadly.
Oh, an Estus Flask Star, that's good. Should probably take a look at my other equipment while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, the Dark Souls one starting armor sets are all somewhere in the game. And you just got one of them.
Let's see, downsides to equipping that. Okay. Oh, and is that all that's here?
Yep.
Alright.
And now we can finally start making our way towards Bowser's castle.
I guess I still have the other path through the flame tower or whatever.
Oh yeah, you haven't done that yet. Now you get to enjoy the post-Dragon Rider flame tower.
Come on, I don't
Is
pay you
that
to
a
sit
shard?
down.
Here to see how.
Do you pay him?
Probably.
Are souls the payment?
Is that what you say to your translators?
No. I would be a terrible boss. Oh, this requires Twinkling Titanite to upgrade.
Yeah, I would not use Twinkling on armor.
Yeah.
Don't waste my time.
It doesn't matter which one you pick. You're going to have to fight through a shitload of shit anyway.
Alright, so question is which way do I go from here?
You find the stairs down.
Man, this water looks so fucking bad.
The curse that destroyed the world destroyed the water too. It made it look less high fidelity.
Fuck that stone guard in particular.
Yeah, I guess you just fuck the knights if you knock them down with every hit.
Back towards the dragon, I guess.
Yep.
Oh god. Poor dude. He's not prepared for this. Poor dragon. Bonk.
Helps that it is one shot these guys straight up now.
Yeah, they're like weak to bashing or blunt damage, I believe. So you do a lot.
Oh, I got Hiding Knight's sword.
That is a good drop to get very early. Unfortunately, not.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not very early.
Yeah, when I did this with my shitty sorcerer stats earlier, it was awful.
Alright, here's Mr. Dragon. Do I just run past him or can I kill him?
You can kill him.
You have to kill him.
There is no going away.
Nice jump. Not do much
Oh, we're
damage.
finally back to this fun place.
One would say that you're a little over leveled for this.
Just a little.
I like that this is just a normal enemy. That's legitimately pretty great.
I mean, it's tentatively a mid-boss.
Classic. I think every Dark Souls has at least one gigantic fuck-off dragon that's just there.
Yeah, Kevin, I'm basically coming back to a pretty early game level now, so...
Yeah, I remember when you came here first thing in the game and you just got absolutely destroyed.
I remember when he came here when he thought this was Majula.
I didn't
Yeah,
think...
yeah.
Oh, this is casually a chest with 5 human effigies. Sure.
Yep.
You're about to fight one of my favorite bosses, but rather later than I'm used to fighting.
This is actually going to be exactly how it went in Dark Souls 1, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hello, Ornstein. Yep, this is a pretty good boss if you fight him early enough. And, well, unfortunately, okay, well, if you die to it, then it's gonna be funny, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Almost.
You know...
Not quite. Sorry, buddy. Maybe next time. Yeah, he'll definitely get you in Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls 3?
No.
Well,
unfortunately not.
Maybe? Question mark?
Are people unsure of the lore about whether or not he's
No.
in Dark Souls 3?
I mean, it's not nameless, if that's what you're thinking of.
Oh, was that actually confirmed somewhere?
I mean, Nameless is known to be Gwyn's son that rebelled a long time ago for allying with the dragons. It's confirmed a long time ago.
Yeah, well, I'm still gonna pretend that it's this dude.
This is no place
And he's in Dark Souls 3, so
Be gone. Transient. You will
we're making our own lore up now.
Yeah, this is the police covenant.
Yeah, I do not want
But
to
you
be...
have a sin so you can join the cops.
I do not want to be a cop anyway.
You can kill this guy, by the way.
Should I kill the
You should-
cop?
Yeah, you should totally like fucking kill him. He's a prick.
Wow, why?
I believe the term you're looking for is bastard.
I think I'll refrain. 'Cause I don't want to do what Edible's telling me, is the thing.
Honestly, it's a good idea.
I even got Wafu on my side for this one.
Alright, back to Majula.
Yeah, now you want to just go back to Majula and walk back to Heidi's Tower of Flame.
Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, you're right, Chill. I guess that's kind of Ornstein. It's like Ornstein, but swole.
Bearer of seals, less.
No, going over for these diminishing returns, no.
We can live with that.
Also, no, really, you do so much damage. There's like no point in putting more into strength right
Just,
now.
if you're putting more points, just get up to 50 so you can one-arm it for fun occasionally.
Yeah.
Mugi's like off the shield life.
I gotta say I agree with Mugi.
It's
Always increase strength. It doesn't matter if it's not optimal.
Yeah, I brought intelligence to 50, but I need that to actually use magic.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello there. This room is not and only this, and this shall I provide.
Oh, right.
Do I just select move path?
Yeah, you can also kill her and do it yourself.
I'm glad she takes souls for this.
Miracle.
Yeah.
You see, you kneel down and then she puts the instrument like there in the switch, and then you pray.
Who built this room? For what purpose?
A jerk and a jerk.
May the power of
Yes.
It's actually funny. She's like a literal scam artist. She's actually scamming you.
Yeah, there is a way to kill her without turning into a sinner.
Mugi's
But I
already
don't remember how it works.
I'm already a
Ju-
sinner, so.
Just kill her. Like, I was joking about the cop guy a little. I was not joking about killing her.
Okay. Well,
I mean, she's fine to kill. It doesn't change anything mostly, but she is a literal scam artist. So
if I have to go through there again, I'll kill her. Oh.
I don't know who you are, but
now don't kill this guy. He's a nice guy.
leave me. I'm interested. Leave me. I'm interested.
Dark Souls 2, or which NPCs should Mugi kill?
Yeah, the
All of them.
spellcasting NPCs require you to have enough of their respective stats before actually talking to you.
Yeah. If you have like a bunch, you know how like Strayed like yells at you for being a feeble cursed one. If you have enough intellect, he's like, "Wow, you're the bee's knees. Actually, you're cool shit." Unfortunately, you're a feeble cursed one. Oh, we're gonna get the horseman.
Yep.
Fucking exciting.
Horseman.
We're gonna watch Mugi die to a stupid gimmick fight and then do an awful run back.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Repeat a couple of times.
You can hear the excitement in Mugi's voice.
I assure you, I'm incredibly excited.
Mugi like only plays these games just to see the jankiest, shittiest part of it. It's like the most impressive thing to him. He only wants to see the bad parts of the game.
Just because he knows there's no good parts.
I am only half joking, by the way.
That's a pretty good trap.
I mean, it didn't really work out for that guy. Oh, fuck you.
Oh man, well, ripping Mugi.
Now, if this was earlier in their game and you normally come here, you probably would have died.
Oh, I definitely would have died.
You'll want to go down to the right after the ladder.
I could try and get that, but I don't really feel like.
You can walk around, it's not a stupid jump. Yeah, now you can invade someone.
Awesome. I definitely want to do that.
Yeah, speaking of invasions, I forgot. You shouldn't actually kill Scam Artist Lady yet.
Yeah, there's stuff under the bridge, by the way.
You should definitely kill her, but you need an item first. You'll get it later.
That guy actually just dodged the shit out of you. What a god.
You just got completely destroyed by this.
Random dude.
By this random hollow.
Oh, nope, never mind. You got him.
No, he's dead.
He only dodged for so long.
He was cool until he wasn't.
So does Bloodborne's lore also work the same way?
I
that
mean,
it was
the
just
bridge
dead
with
and
the
fucked?
ladder you just came down from.
Okay.
Bloodborne's.
I said, does Bloodborne's lore work the same way in which everything's dead and fucked?
No.
Everything's
no.
fucked, but not necessarily dead.
Bloodborne.
Everything's getting fucked by Cthulhu, basically.
Yeah. Bloodborne. Unlike in every Dark Souls game, everything has already been fucked to various levels. In Bloodborne, you're actively watching the process of things getting
The fucking happening.
Yeah, there you go. It's mid fuck as opposed to post. And then, like, partially through the game, it gets real fuck.
It gets real fucked. You know that, like, boxing guy meme where you see that, like, bad JPEG of a boxer putting his hands up? He's like, alright, I'm a fight X.
Something got found.
Yeah, that's, it's like German. He's just like, okay, I'm gonna fight this cursed of the old ones, and then he just immediately sinks back down in his wheelchair. He's like, damn, cursed got hands.
That's not a meme I'm familiar with, sorry.
It's not.
I'm familiar with it, so that's okay, Wafu.
It's like...
I understood your referencing.
A lot. It makes me laugh a lot. Wow, stop getting poisoned.
I did.
Good
Oh
job.
god. Oh god. Oh god.
That sounds good.
Man.
Oh, you've been...
Oh, thanks, Daughtry. This looks like an extremely terrible 4chan.
No, this meme's so good.
I've never seen this meme.
This honestly made me laugh so much, just the way it's used.
It's a very relatable meme.
Oh wow, it's your bro Forlorn.
This actually my favorite usage of this meme is fighting the server of GG Strive. And it's just like the second one stand communicating with server got hands. And it is right. Communicating with server got hands.
You can't be communicating with server in Strive. You just gotta wait until it's done.
Yeah, it really is.
I can't
Can you
believe
not
you
die
killed-
to... You fucking died to Forlorn!
Is that something that doesn't normally happen?
Oh,
Forlorn got hands.
I should have not tried to do R2 solely.
Impeccable comedic timing.
And again, Forlorn is like a constant NPC invader. He like shows up a lot. He's very weak, and everyone and like the joke is that he's the chosen undead. And he has proven himself this time.
Pretty good hitboxes on that guy.
Holy shit, that was.
By the way, is like the invader concept like somehow integrated into the lore?
Yes.
No, yes. Yes, no, sort of. Like, there are NPC side quests where it is, like, explicitly mentioned and seen. But it's, like, it's not really, like, nobody really talks about it much in, like, item descriptions or anything, so it's a bit weird.
Yeah, but related quest NPCs will be like, yes, let us invade people to get souls and humanity. Because you want souls and humanity because you're an undead, and that's the kind of thing you want.
It helps you stave off the curse. Dogs.
Oh yeah, there's another a lot of X boss coming up.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, I forgot about that one!
Is it a lot of dogs?
No.
No,
It's a
that's
lot of-
Dark Souls stream.
It's a lot of bones.
Right. Well, I pressed
you're-
the lever, I just don't know what it did. Or the
Teaser.
pull lever.
You may see your best friend from Dark Souls 1 show back up.
There's a lot of friends in Dark Souls 1.
He has wheels.
Oh. oh. You guys mentioned they were really nerfed in the next games, though.
Yeah, they sadly are very nerfed in every other game besides 1.
Okay.
They are still the most like annoying part of that fight that they show up.
Yeah,
in,
the lever lowered that bridge, by
yeah,
the way.
Yeah, I figured.
Speaking of wheels,
Go on.
Did you buy any new Hot Wheels?
might have.
Oh, you're getting cursed, Moody. Don't get cursed.
The horrors of curse. Aren't you already cursed? How can you get more cursed than you already are?
Novel curse.
It's special.
I'm gonna check out this direction first.
Yes.
There's in fact
Flame butterfly.
What happened?
Not merciless for Rowena. Oh, goodbye.
Yeah, she's not gonna be merciless for them.
You know,
Rip Merciless. Oh, wait.
oh,
She got
she's fighting back. Oh, dang.
well, I got a key, which is presumably useful.
Yeah, it unlocks a bonfire.
By the way, is like the PvP in Dark Souls actually good, or is it just a meme to like troll newbies with?
Question mark. It is a unique PvP experience that, like, there's not really a lot about. It kind of has like, I don't know, RPG / like fighting game kind of like vibes to it. It's very weird.
I see.
Much
Like,
like,
it could potentially be very good, but the netcode is always awful.
Oh,
much
okay.
like Smash Brothers. It's not good, but it is pretty fun.
Smash Brothers is pretty good though, too, though.
Oh well, you just have bad taste.
I'm sorry. Where's Kevin? He needs to back me up.
I'm only saying these things.
Smash 64 is pretty good.
Yeah, Kevin only cares
you
about
can't
one
touch
game.
me. You can't touch me because I will only react to comments about Smash 64 specifically.
Yeah.
And no one cares about Smash 64 who doesn't play it. Whereas traditional fighting game players have to make sure to project their shit. The words aren't coming out of my mouth.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Everybody just shits on Melee by default, which is really where
That's
we
okay.
are.
I didn't really care that much about Melee. Ultimate's pretty good though.
Ultimate's fun.
Yep.
It's not good,
You're
but it's
gonna-
fun.
I quite enjoy it.
Well, Smash
I still
games are
find it
really
a more
weird
playable
compared to
fighting game than
64.
Guilty Gear Strive, so... And now I have a lot of hours in Guilty Gear Strive, so I can say this definitively.
There should be a Llama Lana fighting game.
I have
It would
nothing
be
to say
really
about
bad.
fighting games, unfortunately.
That's okay, Moogie.
You would.
See me in Melty Blood
got you-
Cadenza.
You would
You
if there was
finally
a
become a
Llama
Dark
Lana
Souls
fighting
man, now
game.
you can become a fighting game man as well.
I think Ultimate's so much worse than Strive. It's like
Ultimate's so much worse than what?
Strive as a fighting
Oh.
game. It's so much worse than Strive.
I'm sorry.
Ultimate is just
Yeah.
Ultimate. Maybe if you removed 50 characters from the game that are all terrible cancer, that like giant gimmicks.
Just leave the sword fighters.
I prefer
Sorry,
the sword fighters than like gimmick, than like
Well, Minecraft Man definitely
know.
made things worse.
like gimmick zoner.exe times 50.
Yeah, sorry, Alt. The only Guilty Gear game serious gamers play is Izuka.
What about Guilty Gear 2?
I think they're playing
oh,
Guilty
yeah.
Gear 2 and the first Guilty Gear.
The
Like, the
Gear-
serious Guilty Gear players hold tournaments in the first Guilty Gear, and they don't.
Yeah.
acknowledge
No,
it.
Guilty Gear 2
Guilty
is
Gear
the,
2,
the
Overture.
it's the RTS for
Yeah,
360.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Also,
But the joke is that no one has ever at any point in history played the original Guilty Gear either,
Right.
even though it's a fighting game.
I mean, like, some people played it to make combo videos. Just to be like, haha, look, it's Chip doing jumping
Was
duck.
it one of those games where you can 100 to 0
25 times in a
people
row.
with a single combo?
Yes.
Yeah, the game was
the worst
ultra
kind of
busted.
fighting game. This is why I didn't like Marvel vs. Capcom either.
They should just play Eternal Fighter 0.
I don't know what that is.
EFZ is a really good game, actually.
I see.
Oh no,
It's
that's where we're going.
It's the original Poverty Fighter.
So it was Mugen before Mugen happened.
It literally predates Mugen, yes.
Yeah, it was Mugen before Mugen happened.
Not really. I mean, it's a legitimate fighting game. It's just very old, and nobody plays it.
Are you telling me Mugen is not a legitimate fighting game, Moogie? Because you're probably right, but
I'm not sure
You can do
what
so much cool
Mugen
stuff in it,
is,
so.
but it's not a legitimate fighting game.
I wonder if there have ever been Mugen tournaments. Bring your own
Have you
character.
watched the Mugen tier list video?
Hundreds. I promise you, there are not only Mugen tournaments, there are constant Mugen tournaments.
Yeah, don't fuck
sounds
with
awful.
the South American Mugen scene.
You
That
need to watch
actually
the
sounds
Mugen
awful.
tier list video because it goes to crazy places.
Yeah, actual Mugen content is extremely entertaining. Stupid, but entertaining.
Like, Mugen tiers make tiers in all other fighting games seem stupid and pointless.
Well, yeah. The numbers we can get on that shit.
Oh, it's not just about numbers.
And the crazy hitboxes and so on and so forth you can also program. I
Oh, it goes
assume.
far beyond hitboxes.
What else is left in a fighting game?
My mans doesn't know about Legend Gold Methodology.
I'll see if I can find the video.
speaking of which, by the way, Tatari.
Speaking of Legend Gold Methodology.
I hope you're gonna teach me how to play Type Lumina when it comes out.
We can get started with Act Cadenza right now.
Yeah, you have to
I
find
guess-
the nearest bathroom to play it.
Animal, I
you
will
can't play it.
fucking murder you, I swear.
You can also play.
But you can
like,
only murder him
Nearby
in
Alley.
Multi Blood, which no one is playing.
Isn't Melty Blood still pretty popular?
Sort of. Like for a fighting
It's
game.
a Discord fighter, like a lot of
it's a
fighting games nowadays.
Discord fighting game. Also, I'm waiting until Lumina comes out so I can play it. NECA.
Lumina's getting an English
Actress
release.
again has rollback.
Does it?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah, you need to use the fan-made version. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you can buy it off Steam and still use the rollback client.
I love how fans are better at like putting rollback in fighting games and like devs
The
are.
actual people who make the fighting games, yeah, it's kind of sad.
EFZ also has rollback. If you ever want to play a key fighting game.
DFC? Really? Oh.
Yeah, EFZ got a rollback client like, I think before Melty Blood?
Is there one for IAMP?
Yeah. Yes.
Mauve made that years and years and years ago.
Okay. Good job. Did not.
And thank you for mentioning IAMP, which is one of the best fighting games ever made.
Also,
I still Kisol Tensoku more, but I'm weird.
like Lumina seems to be kind of like a legacy game, and so I'm a little worried about playing it. But
Looks like Melty Blood Act Cadenza.
It
Like,
looks
so
like it.
far it's the same game, but like you can cancel specials with the button.
oh my god!
Right.
That fucking
I
skeleton
like the
lord.
name of this boss.
Yeah, it's
Skeleton Lords.
mini
And there
lords.
they are, the bones. Oh, they died. See, you know they're nerfed because that wheel skeleton can just drag you across the room and instantly you.
Yeah.
I'm really
that one.
disappointed that it didn't.
So you killed
I
the
do
three
like the way.
skeletons, and then they
I do like
burst
the
and
way
you
this
many
game.
skeletons.
I like the way this game has minions with some boss fights.
And some boss fights are literally just minions.
Some would say that they're mostly the boss fights.
The bone
Some would
barons.
say that's most of it.
The calcium caliphate. Very good.
The calcium caliphate.
That's extremely good. Very wonderful.
Might be doing enough damage
I
to
will
beat the
skeleton.
boss without killing all these guys.
Oh, the skeleton lords
Unfortunate
got
lords
him.
that got you.
Alright, well.
He even has a crown.
I guess I just have to remember where to get to the boss room.
Also, there is a second boss that you did happen to miss.
Oh, okay.
Little harder to find, but I
That
think
boss
it's like
owns.
no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Wow.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Just one instantly shut down.
The chariot is a meme, but it's a good meme.
Yeah, it owns.
If you know how to fight it, it's just 3 souls. If you don't, it's awful garbage.
That sounds like a wonderful dictomy to me. I appreciate it.
Anyway, basically, Tatari, I hope that you teach me how to melt it.
And I'll teach you how to melt it as much as I taught you how to strive. I can promise that.
Wafu, when are we gonna strive each other?
Honestly, the problem is that I kind of fell out of love with Julia. Like, it just...
Then find somebody
No,
else to play.
I don't like anybody else is the problem.
Unfortunate.
Have you considered Totsugeki?
No, I don't like May.
Tap it, get him.
I mean, I don't really
Like
like
it,
May's
no.
playstyle either. I like Fighter for a second. I was
Totsugeki.
like, yeah, this is not gonna be for me.
No, Tsugeki.
Alright.
Totsugeki.
Sorry, Wafu, you've just been murdered by a whale.
I mean...
I
like
won't
it.
play plus R, but I'll play vanilla easy.
I like... Why plus R? Specifically.
Because
I like
it got brought up in chat.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm kind of having a sad character crisis since Amelia's been kind of letting, like, I won't say letting me down, but I did harshly fall out of love with her.
Play the new guy.
Oh, he is not my shit. I hate heavies.
Gold Lewis?
Yeah. I do not like heavies in any game.
Same.
He only looks heavy.
And he looks pretty. I think his moves are pretty heavy too.
Fucking heavy.
Oh my god, stop hitting me.
Stop hitting me, he says.
This is yep.
You know, it's like you maximize the amount of skeletons up at one time by killing all 3 of the big guys at once, which I respect, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I respect it.
I mean, I had no idea that's how it works.
Yeah, don't mind Wafu, he's got a rotten Dark Souls player brain.
What do you mean? So I should say, if Type Lumina has Alco, then I'm playing it regardless.
Has what?
Alco.
Falco?
Yeah, your wife.
As she's too busy not having her own games come out.
Yeah. Well, I played Milia for the most part, but I don't know. It was like that was pretty much the character I liked the most, but I kind of stopped playing her.
Understandable. People start going out and playing Smash in person again, since it is impossible to play online.
It's true. Yeah, but I hate her older design. Like, her new design in Strive is so much better than how she looked before.
Milia or May?
Milia.
Oh, May too. The
I also
Strive has like incredible designs across the board, except for Pot. Pot
What's
needs
wrong
to
with
take his
Potts?
helmet
Because I don't know what his old renditions look like, so I don't know what makes him better or
off. He
worse
needs to
now.
take his helmet off.
No, like the older. What do you mean? The older you get, the more Coomer Milia looks. Especially in the older games, where like her FS just like straight up like showed her underwear.
Oh, was Milia supposed to be like the token Coomer character before?
No, that's probably Jam.
That's why who?
Strive only have like 3 female characters.
It's got like 6.
6, I think.
But the entire cast is like 20-some people, I think, at this point, so it's a minority, sadly.
Yeah, the poison pool hides a bonfire, by the way.
I'm Chloanne. I
Don't kill her.
I never planned to use it, but I don't know. I must have just won. But now that I'm
It's
here,
the ore vendor.
many of these don't. Oh, I've extra.
That's her friend Yorick.
Wow, it's fucking nothing.
She knew him, Moogie. A man of great. Never mind.
Yeah, when you unlock the end game, she starts actually selling ore for real.
Okay.
Suit yourself.
But until then, she sells Titanites, and that's all you get.
You didn't exhaust her dialogue.
Fine.
You should do it so she shows up in Majula.
Oh, okay.
What? Triangle.
And I'm going to get ready for bed because I need to get up tomorrow morning.
Perhaps we need to.
Good night, Tatari.
I've said perhaps.
Good work, team.
Good night, Tatari.
On fire. It's lit.
It is.
Lighting bonfires is Moogie's only goal in life now.
That's understandable.
Yeah, I mean,
What else do you need?
I'm done with work for the week, so I don't have anything to do except light bonfires.
Is that a here to see light?
Oh,
However,
I forgot I even got an Estus shirt.
Oh. I just read who they replaced the Olympics composer with.
Who?
Sugiyama.
That's not much better.
No. It's extremely funny though.
It is.
In a like stepping on a landmine that you just buried like a few seconds earlier sort of way.
Oh, he left Falcom at Chill. I hope he's gonna work for someone else because he needs to.
Wow, another talented composer leaves Falcom. I for one am shocked.
No one saw it coming.
Inosuga would be the guy who composed Sunshine Coastline for the record.
Oh, I see.
We should just use Sunshine Coastline as the theme of the Olympics.
Wouldn't be a terrible idea.
Actually, no, it wouldn't be bad enough to go with everything else happening with the Olympics.
Let's see what happens if I get a fruit. Okay, well, it doesn't make it not affect me. It's just unfortunate. But yeah, I legitimately hope he is left somewhere that will let him make music. This is a a good area.
Isn't it?
I like this.
It's
Look
very
at all
green.
that. Look at all that loot in there.
The Moogie Core Zone.
It's so good.
So is any of that loot, like, worth it?
I don't remember.
I mean,
Probably some of it.
maybe. I don't think any of it is worthless. And besides, would you rather be here where everybody's throwing fire at you?
Yeah, because I can easily avoid the fire, and it does
Oh.
no damage.
Yeah, there's one thing good. There's at least a couple things that are good.
Okay.
I just don't remember where or which one. Yeah, oh, that's what I'm trying to remember. I don't remember if there was a shard or not.
Well, that did something, I suppose. And here's another bonfire.
Dark Souls 2.
The bonfire placement in this game is a bit strange. Well,
Yeah. It's a little random. Oh. Good.
just took a little poison bath, no big deal.
It's good for you sometimes.
Just preparing for what you're about to do.
Oh. There's a bunch of crystal lizards.
Well, you avoided the trap.
Killed one.
Are they just good for giving souls, or is there something special about crystal lizards?
They give you
They give good ore. So if you want, you can like sit at the bonfire, go there, kill one lizard, respawn it, kill the other lizard until you can kill all of them.
Get hit by a hammer a couple times.
I guess I could do that.
So here you have a nice little bath into the poison. No, no, unlucky.
He lives for now.
But only for now.
This guy has a lot of defense. He still dies in 2 hits. That guy did not have a lot of defense.
Unfortunately.
Nor did he have a head.
Perfectly normal room. There we go. It's time.
It's time for what?
Earthen Peak.
You
It's a
missed
good
so
area.
much of the. You missed so much of the poison area. I'm sad.
He didn't go into any of it. It was pretty great.
It's a bunch of poison. I don't want to mess with them.
Poison, which does.
What's gonna happen to you? You'll die? Oh no.
It's the most condescending I've ever heard, Wafu.
You're afraid of a little death?
Yeah, a bit.
Imagine being afraid of death, dude. Could never be me.
That doesn't sound very hero of justice of you.
There's a poison trap.
And
Didn't get poisoned,
This is
though.
for one torch. Very.
Very good.
Alright, let's see if this is a boss. It is.
It's a Kami boss. It's not a Kami boss, by the way. It's
A Vedis demon. It looks like a fucking walrus.
It's
It's
just
all.
Jabba the Hutt.
It is. Just Jabba the Hutt.
Does it do anything?
Sort of.
It
Did Jabba
rolls,
the Hutt do anything?
rolls around. Yeah.
I mean, similar to Alt, he might recommend you some anime if you ask him.
Oh, this is what a covetous demon looks like. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, this is kind of what happens when, like, all of Darakuin merges together.
It is. That's
Interesting.
That's really just exactly what it is. Okay, let's not.
We roll around like a pet cat.
Okay, don't die to Covetous Demon, please.
I'll try.
That would be very sad.
Like, we already had one death to fucking Forlorn. I think there's only so much we can do.
Okay.
I like the attack where he rolls on top of you
Yeah.
and nothing else.
Also, he got poisoned, which is sad.
You got the Covetous Demon Soul, but you can't wait to find out what that does.
I'm actually a little hungry, so I think we're gonna end it here for tonight once I
Alright.
level up and all that.
Sounds good.
Sounds cool.
I didn't even look at what it gave you.
No,
I'm sad.
He does not care about the covetous demon.
I was
Okay, I have 105 agility.
Alright, you're
Nice.
finished.
I was being a little facetious. The weapon that gives you is actually cool. It's not good, but it's cool.
I only want good things. I have no time for fun. I hate fun.
That's why you're playing Dark Souls 2, isn't it?
It's pretty fun.
I was just kidding because everybody talks about how awful it is. I don't think
It's actually
it
so
looks
funny
that.
that like Mugi's becoming a Souls fan before my eyes. It's actually just
I mean,
so amazing.
I don't really understand why Dark Souls 2 has such a bad reputation. It's not really any more different from the original than I would expect a sequel to be.
I don't think it's really had a bad reputation for years.
There's just recent memes about it.
Yeah.
It had a lot of bad backlash at the beginning. It had like a lot, and then, yeah, what Chill Guy said. People were
Yeah,
not
that's
too
true.
impressed with Magus-induced rats and lots of skeletons, and
The
you know.
bosses are a little uninspired. I'll give it that. Honestly, I like the world design more than the originals.
Really?
Mhm.
That's interesting to hear. Because, like, most people, like, really bemoan the lack of, like, interconnectivity between the worlds.
I mean,
Like-
I guess that's nice to have. It feels like there's just more stuff in general in this game. And, like, it all branches out from a central hub anyway, so...
I appreciate
You know-
that this game needs to have a much more varied aesthetic.
Yeah, like, the actual areas in this game are a lot more memorable and distinct, I find.
You see, I don't agree with that. I actually think Dark Souls 1 has much stronger aesthetics than Souls 2. Like, I think the Shaded Woods in the place that you just came from is just, like, brown and gray forever, for the most part.
No, I think those areas are very distinct.
Like, like my favorite area in this game is like the gutter because it has like a lot of atmosphere to it and it's a very hostile looking place. And like, but that was kind of it for me. Like, I honestly just felt like Majula just kind of expanded forever, and that's the game. It's kind of the same kind of green, brown, and gray palette forever.
I can't say I agree. Like, Dark Souls 1 felt like it kind of just ended at Anor Londo. This game, it feels more expansive to me.
What do you mean ended? Because, like, I don't think this game has anything as, like, unique as Seed's Castle.
Yeah, I mean, Seed's Castle was pretty fun.
Or even, like, I don't even think, or even, like, Anor Londo, really. Or Sen's Fortress. Like, I don't think there's any area that really encodes the same thing.
Yeah, overall, I'd say, like, the areas more, the bosses, well, I don't know, the bosses in Dark Souls are not too interesting either way.
Well, unfortunately, you did shit on all the bosses in Souls 1. Oh, God.
I mean,
He's just too much of a god gamer, dude.
I mean, even if you struggle a bit, you're not gonna fight them more like 5 or 10 times. So, like,
that is so not true. You really underestimate people.
Well, I mean,
you're also probably way more better at like 3D action games than most people because you actually play them.
No, well, that's
Right.
that's not true for Mugi, for the record. But like for example, like
Plays Ninja Gaiden Black. That's
Orange,
what it counts, right?
like Ornstein and Smell notoriously takes people hours.
well, it helps that I had a good weapon.
And you know, like not taking 5 or 10 times, like a lot of people who played this series would not agree with that even remotely.
Alright,
Alright,
I'm gonna peace out.
I'll see you.
Later, Animal.
Later, folks.
Yeah, I beat Ornstein and Smell first try, so I don't really know what that fight is like at all.
Like, your experience with Pursuer is the average experience that most people have playing a lot of bosses in Souls 1.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, even Pursuer didn't really take me that long. He was fun.
And that's what I mean, like, Pursuer is the average for most players, like, as opposed to shitting on them casually, like, in one try.
I guess we'll see how it goes with Souls 3.
If you do the same thing in Souls 3, then I don't know. Then I guess I quit. That's it. Like I was wrong. I'll just admit it.
I mean, my standard for bosses is like I want a shit, or it takes 5-10 hours of grinding. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think you won't get that a lot here. You'll probably get a few things.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you'll get a few things that take you a couple hours, basically. Normally.
well, we'll see how it goes. I guess. Thank you guys for watching tonight.
All right.
All right.
Good stream.